And welcome to Balls and Sticks podcast. This is your host, Mike, hanging in there with Mr. Rich. Rich, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mike. So it was nice getting a chance to hang out with you and the wife last night. But scheduling wise, we just both got things going on today, so we weren't able to make arrangements to be together, even though we're in the same area.
Yeah, it is a little crazy, but we'll make it work. Um, with that, we got a quick show for you today. I don't know that we're going to be here more than I wonder if we'll even be here a half hour, but we got just a few things to talk about, mostly football and the poll question. But Rich, what's it time to do?
Mike, let's go ahead and roll the intro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich.
All right.
Okay.
For those watching on the live feed, we do apologize for the odd setup with our
It
with,
ain't
with the audio,
it
but
ain't live, but it'll work.
yeah, for all of watching the video quality, so you got to see Mike's the speaker on Mike's phone, which is it's cleaner than mine. I'll give you that, cleaner than mine.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Mike.
So, Rich, this week the poll question was.
Tailgating versus bird watching are 6, 7, the two lower seeds.
Did you say
The winner
six,
will,
7? Sorry.
yeah,
I,
the winner is going up, going right back onto the, going right back up to the pole verse. Um, this week, taking on bonfires. Mike, I went with bird watching. I think I was telling my wife. I think it's maybe time I take on that old man hobby of bird watching and put up a bird feeder up in the front yard.
you're gonna
So
love it. You're gonna love it. Um,
yeah, it's probably not going to be something. It could be something that I put on the old birthday list, or maybe spend some Christmas money on
well,
when it gets a little sooner, a
on
little
Kimberly
closer.
Road, over by uh, across from, I think it's from Walgreens there on
Hmm.
Kimberly Road. There's actually a store that's dedicated to bird feeding and bird stuff that you can go to. They have tons of stuff. Great store. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm looking to get one that has the camera that's going to push notifications to me every single time something get comes up to the feeder, it trips the camera. But
No,
just a simple bird feeder though
yeah,
to
but
put up in
that's
the front tree.
you can get that there, and you get specialty food, which is better than the stuff you get at Walmart. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have a
Yeah,
problem with
it
it.
so you have bird feeders, Mike. Do you get upset when the squirrels come and take food off of it?
So I have one bird, like I have multiple bird feeders, and I have one
Okay.
that's set up with a bird or a squirrel guard on it, so
Hmm.
the squirrels don't get to jump in all the time. But I still feed the squirrels too. I don't mind
All
squirrels
right.
eating. Okay.
All right, Mike. Poll question, Mike. We had 3 votes.
Yep.
As we got it up kind of late yesterday, or at least I didn't share it in time. But Mike, it was just you and me on bird feeding, so we cast the votes that moves bird feeding on to the next round. But we did have one person vote for tailgating, which is your buddy Eric Thompson.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric, for joining in this week. We will get a poll up hopefully today and hopefully shared out. And this week's poll
Yeah,
question is.
bird watching continuing on, going up against our number one seed as ranked by us, bonfires, and that poll will go live at 10 o'clock. So I've just got to remember to share it so it gets out, has a little bit more visibility.
Perfect.
Uh, you can find our poll questions on Fans of Balls and Sticks over on Facebook, or you can find them. Search for Mike E. Hart or Rich W. Hendricks, and you can find the poll questions on our own pages.
Okay, Rich.
All right, Mike. Week 16 of the NFL.
Yeah, it was a good week as the Bears and Packers played. We both picked the Bears. It didn't look like they were going to win in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left. However, the Bears pull it off with a field goal and then an onside kick recovery, sending them into overtime when they then get the touchdown. In overtime, they cause a fumble on fourth down in the first drive of the Packers. Bears recover, get the ball, and get a 56-yard touchdown pass. And walk off the game 22-16. Sixth come from behind victory this year with less than 2 minutes left.
Than 2 minutes to play.
Right. This is what
That's a new league record.
Yeah, this is what I've been talking about this year. The Bears are a good team. We have to say it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, they're winning these games. These are the types of games that you have to, like, that teams win that determine whether or not they're a good team. I think the Bears are doing it. I think it's been great. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little bit skeptical seeing the how they were going to pull that off, but I think as soon as they recovered that onside kick, what they were talking about had like a 2% chance.
Yep.
Really,
Five.
something really low. It was 5%.
Yeah.
Percent chance of being recovered and didn't.
Yeah.
So, I just a great game by both teams. I think I could have swore that I was hearing rumblings about need to let go of Matt LaFleur because he can't win the big one or his team's crumble under pressure. I don't think that's warranted.
No, it's not.
Good teams, two good teams playing each other. There was no, you can't pin that one on the coach.
Nope.
And Caleb Williams becomes the first Bears QB to throw a touchdown in less than 2 seconds. I got to get the thing right. Okay. First Bears QB to throw a touchdown in the final 30 seconds of the fourth quarter and have thrown a TD in overtime.
That's crazy.
History of the Bears. That's crazy.
That's crazy to think that in the 100-plus years of the Bears that they've been doing that. So, 105 years. So.
Yeah, the team's obviously special. They've been great to watch. Little bit but I think the trick going in, I know this is talking next year, but being the trouble with next year is can they build up and keep on this momentum? Because when you have a team that somewhat is living and dying on these one-score games, the next year you're on the other side of it, and you're the team losing those 1 or 2 score games on the flip side.
Well,
but
I mean,
that's next year. That's next year's problem if it happens.
I mean, if we really want to talk about it real quick, because we're not trying to be here long. It's Christmas week. We got family stuff to do. But if you look at the Bears and the Commanders last year over this year, last year the Bears were losing all of the one-score games and the Commanders were winning all the one-score games. And yet this year the roles are reversed and everybody's talking about how the Bears are the team are the hot team, and the Commanders, who coming into this year we thought were going to be a good team, nobody's convinced anything about, and in fact they're calling for heads to roll. And so that quick role reversal can happen super quick, like you just said. Rich, locks of the week last week, how'd we do?
All right, Mike, I took the Texans over the Raiders, and it was a lot closer game than I thought it would be. But the Texans still pulled it off with a 23-21 victory, moving me to 13-3. Mike, you went with the Vikings over the Giants, and that also was a close game, 16-13 Vikings, moving you to 12-4.
Rich,
so
you picked...
both.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, close victories for both of us, but we still pulled them off. Mike, give us our upset specials.
Rich, you picked the Dolphins over the Bengals. Man, it was not close, and the Bengals destroyed the Dolphins, 45-21, leaving you with a 3-13 record so far on the season. Rich, I picked the Titans over the Chiefs. The Titans ended up. We all knew that Patrick Mahomes was out, which is why I said the Titans would win. And then the Titans ended up knocking out Gardner Minshew. So the Titans end up winning to 9, putting me to 8-8 on the season. Rich, 4 Thursday midweek games. We had the Cowboys versus the Commanders. Cowboys, we both picked them, and they pulled it off 30-23, a lot closer than it should have been. The Lions-Vikings game, Rich, how'd that go?
All right, Mike, it was 24-10 Vikings. The Vikings really capitalized off of turnovers. I think they had like 4 turnovers on the Lions. I think it was, and they only had 51 passing yards in that game.
Wow.
And still won the game. So I think I didn't watch any of the Cowboys game. Watched maybe the end of the Lions-Vikings game, like the midway through the third, end of the fourth, when we got home from my parents' house and Amy was napping after we watched a movie. So I got to watch the end of that game. Did not see that one going the way it is. The Lions are eliminated with that loss. Mike, how'd the Chiefs-Broncos game go?
We both picked the Broncos. Broncos win 20-13. Shockingly close. You are, with all of that happening this week, you are 13-10 on the season, and I'm 10-13.
All right, no more midweek games, so those are our final tallies for the midweek games.
Yep. Rich, this week, Bears play the Vikings, or play the 49ers in California. How you picking on this one?
Well, this is a tough one. I could see it going either way. Both teams have something to play for, with the Bears trying to get the number 1 overall seed. And, yeah, getting that number 1 overall seed, depending on how the Packers game goes, that could... I still don't see the team benching players or adjusting playing time for anybody if the Packers lose somehow tonight. But both are hot teams, so I'm going to go with the Bears, but it's not a very confident pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners here. The Niners just, I think they have to win, essentially. And the Bears, they're in the playoffs no matter what. I think the Niners pull it off this week. I want to be wrong. Rich, it is my week to pick locks of the week.
It is.
I'm going to pick the Rams over the Falcons.
All right, I like the pick. The Rams still got to keep winning because they have playoff seeding to play for. The Falcons are going nowhere this year, as they've already been eliminated. And, yeah, I like the pick. I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Cardinals. I learned my lesson that the Bengals are still... Joe Burrow and the Bengals are still chucking the ball and playing their brand of football, regardless of whether they have something to play for or not. So, yeah, maybe saving their coach's job is the only thing they got to play for if the Bengals wanted to change directions at the end of the year, but I don't even think that's going to happen. All right, Mike, upset specials. We got 2 more of these to pick.
I'm picking a crazy one.
Okay.
Dolphins over the Buccaneers.
You know what? I don't hate it. The Buccaneers are in a little bit of a losing streak right now, and while they need to win, Dolphins are obviously, I think, they're
eliminated.
Probably they're obviously out of it. So I think they're playing to evaluate their stars.
Yep.
And maybe even save the coach's job because the GM's already gone.
Yeah.
So
Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll take the Texans over the Chargers.
You're hot on the Texans the last couple weeks.
I know. I don't know why. But I didn't think there were too many upsets that I didn't like. I was tempted by the Eagles over the Bills, but I like the Bills a lot better.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll take the Texans over the Chargers. So both teams Texans play great defense. So I think they could get a win out they could go out to Inglewood and get that win.
Okay.
No midweek game, Mike, as I previously said.
Let's get into some quick talk about teams moving potentially. We already know that the Bears are looking to move to Arlington Heights. However, the state of Illinois has not been cooperative on providing vital infrastructure in order for them to make the facility work. This includes, but is not limited to, roadway access and highway access to get on and off for roughly 100,000 people for, concerts and stuff at least, as well as sewage facilities and pipe lines. Those are the two big ones that they're water and sewer, and the road access. Other than that, the team's not asking for the city to give them money. They're looking for some tax incentives, but it looks like those aren't the problem. It looks like the big problem for them is just getting roadway and sewage to this facility so that they can, host 100,000 people for a Taylor Swift concert in 2029 or 2030 or whatever it's going to be. So with that, Rich, what are they looking to do?
Well, Mike, they are considering sites in Northwest Indiana. There's already been reports out there that they have sent drilling to a site in Hammond, Indiana, near a oil refinery. That's a great location for a stadium to build around, to test for baby soil visibility or to do a soil sample to see if the land is viable. And I think I've also heard Gary, Indiana, as a site near the Chicago, near the casino that's on the Indiana-Illinois border.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is just a shot across the bow, them trying to tempt the state to be like, hey, we're going to do this if you don't help us out. I think that the state should at least provide these infrastructure needs, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they're going to get the deal done. It just might take a little while.
Yeah, I think I got to agree on it. I don't think they're moving to Indiana until I see something that, like Kansas did for the Chiefs, where they are publicly out there talking there, hey, this is going for the state, and we've approved this. Do you want to accept it? Which is what happened this week.
Yep, we found out
with
this week.
The Chiefs moving to Kansas.
Yeah. I mean, they're still going to be in Kansas City.
They are, just on the other side of the river.
Anybody really care? I mean, it does mean that they're the only professional teams in the major fours are the St. Louis Blues and the St. Louis Cardinals for the state of Missouri.
Yeah, third NFL team even to leave the state of Missouri over with stadium issues, as the St. Louis football Cardinals moved out to Arizona, and then the Rams left to go back to LA.
Yep.
And now the Chiefs going across the border to Kansas. So
now, Missouri is one of the bottom 5 poorest states in the country. So it makes sense. They can't afford to give stuff to billionaires. But yeah, those are shocking, but we'll see how it ends up. Not going to change the team name in any way, shape, or form. I think it'll be fine.
No, you don't need to, I don't think. I mean, as much as I kind of internally make fun of saying that, though, it's the New Jersey Giants and Jets because they play across the border in a different state. I mean, they obviously they're not changing their name, and the Dallas Cowboys don't play in Dallas. I call them the Arlington Heights Bears. If that plan follows through, no, probably not. So
now, notice that they did say that they're looking in Indiana and not Wisconsin, because if they move to Wisconsin, we disown them, right?
Yeah, that'd be a harder sell. I mean, but I guess the only thing that I've seen with the whole Indiana proposal is that when they compared the distance between Soldier Field and Arlington Heights and Soldier Field to Gary, Indiana, it's actually closer it's actually a closer distance to Gary, Indiana, as opposed to Soldier Field. But compared to Arlington Heights, but the infrastructure and the ways to get there is going to be a traffic nightmare. As at least Arlington Heights has the train infrastructure, the public transit
Well,
infrastructure
and even
to get
beyond that,
people
Rich,
there.
even beyond that, Rich, like Gary, Indiana is a scarier place than the south side of Chicago to go to a White Sox game. So I don't know that I want to go there. But with that, that's going to be a problem for 3 or 4 years down the road, and I think they're probably going to get it figured out before that. So they're going to end up in Arlington Heights. They already own the property. I don't foresee this being something that changes anytime soon. Rich, any shout-outs for the week?
I don't have any shout-outs
I
this
forgot
week.
one thing. Power
Okay.
rankings. We only have one team I'm gonna ask you about. Other than
Okay.
that, we're not gonna deal with it. Power rankings this week. Where do you have the Bears?
I put the Bears at number 5. I
Okay.
kind of want to see a little bit more from them. I think they're obviously a top 10 team with their record, but you know that they haven't had a head-to-head against Buffalo, LA, Seattle, or Denver yet.
Okay.
They didn't play those teams, and I think those teams are just a little bit better.
I think here's the thing though. You can't argue that they're not winning against good teams.
No, exactly. No, you can't.
The next 2 weeks will be telling, but I don't think that it's good. Like I think it's going to be a good game either way. I have the Bears at number 4.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, Rich, we are at 21 minutes. I think this might be one of the quickest shows we've ever done, but it's the holidays.
At least, yeah.
So
exactly.
Who cares? Rich, with that, you have no shout-outs. I don't think I have any direct shout-outs this week. So, with that, Rich.
What's it time to do on this quick show? We hope you had a Merry Christmas, and whether you're enjoying this video, obviously at a later time because we're gonna upload it later.
I'll probably upload it here right away and then go do things. But
Yeah.
with that, Rich, it's time to go ahead and roll the outro.